In this video, I'm going to be making a Rustler VXL from the ground up with aftermarket parts. This is an overview of the parts I'll be using to build my TRAXXAS Rustler with the BLX system. Let's take a look at the parts. Here I went with Proline Gladiators. I got the split 6 beadlock wheels. Those are going to be perfect together. So I went with the BLX here, ESC combo. I went with the 15M servo and the Tactic. This is just like the Granite has. Got the screw kit. I did not actually choose these shocks for this build. I bought these shocks not related to this at all, and these shocks will work. So I decided just keep those. But I got these from Integy. I got the whole RPM kit. The arms, caster block, towers, hub carriers and everything, the bumper. And with these right here, the camber links, because I went with the extended front arms, I'm gonna have to use both rear on all 4. And then these will be my turnbuckles. And then these are drive shafts that I went with ceramic bearings down here. I got these 2 because I got that, I got the Proline transmission. I'm gonna be putting the ceramic in it. Over here I got the Hot Racing bell crank. And these bearings, yet again, do come in the ceramic. So I will have ceramic in that bell crank. Instead of the regular pins, I'm gonna be using these hardened polished steel hinge pin. And then because I'm using the BLX and it's a different shaft, it's actually a 5mm shaft as opposed to the Valenian being a 3mm shaft. I got this Hot Racing 18 tooth, 48 pitch, 5mm or 1/8. And without that blue thing, it'll work just fine. I got a TRAXXAS toolkit, the chassis, in the upper chassis. I got the battery expansion kit. These part 3642 are just you know, a screw with that tip right there, but I think that these are gonna work perfect with these instead of the turnbuckles. And the wheelie bar with the red wheel, because my red and black theme. I don't know if this is gonna work. It's for the Jado servo, and I'm hoping that I can connect this to the servo and to the bell crank and everything will be fine. Some bearing spacers, white lithium grease, because I'm gonna be taking apart that transmission. 45 weight for the shock oil, receiver box, and the front hinge pins, ESC plate, gauge instead of body. I'm gonna be taking apart the Proline transmission and swapping out the bearings. Okay, so for this, I'm going to be using the white lithium grease. Okay. Okay. Open my screw set. Okay, the drive shafts are on. So go onto the chassis like that. And then I have the T-bone bottom plate. Okay. The rear shock tower turnbuckle. I have the screw right here, which will slide right on and be able to turn. Okay, now I'm going to be putting on the rear shock tower. Okay, so now I got my shocks on and I mounted so there's actually room to play, but also so it's far enough away from that lip to where it's not affected at all. Down here, there's 2 holes, and I use the bottom hole because it's able to lift up higher and fully compress that shock. The bearings in both sides. I now have the washer spacers and the 12mm hex, and everything is good with that. And now, looking at the front bulkhead here, it comes with this removable plate, which you just put that 1 screw in there. And now, to do this, I'm just gonna drive the pins through this and put my bulkhead on. Put the pins in here, screws in that, attached here, the caster block, the pin. I put those 2 in, and that's gonna attach the T-bone plate. I have the shocks on, the blocks. I could not put a washer spacer on this because it's just too tight without any spacer. But the shocks work very nice. Okay, as you see here, I got the servo mounted to the plate. They're gonna attach in there, and then my JADO piece will work perfectly for this, so I'm gonna attach that also, but I need to use some Loctite going into aluminum. And there it is attached. I now have it mounted. It will turn perfectly. Now I took the mounting plate I have, attached my motor ESC to it, and then mounted it to the chassis. But my battery expansion kit was too tall, so I used these 4 pieces that came with the servo, flipped them upside down, and that gives me just the right amount of space I would like for my battery. It's a perfect fit. Now I mounted the receiver box with just the 2 screws, mounted the power switch right there, get the motor put in. Okay, so I put the plate on, and the screws for the plate are the same for the cage, so I just put the cage on too. Also bringing those 2 screws down in there, being part of that cage. And as you can also see, I have the motor installed, the gear mesh lined up with my Hot Racing 18-tooth pinion. So I'm going to show you that and the steering. So I got the box and everything plugged in and it's sealed off. You see the grease. The cage also presents a problem. I'm going to have to cut this. And here my Rustler is all finished. Tires. Went with the original JADO servo horn. So this is the JADO piece with the horn. Fits perfectly, works perfectly. The wheelie bar I have mounted, and I got my ceramic bearings in this because I ordered ceramic bearings for my servo, but I didn't need them because it came in the kit. But it's just the exact same size for these, so now it's all ceramic, which was nice. The axles, everything's nice, and I'm gonna turn it on and show you that steering. Steering is really nice. It turns really nice. And the BLX. It's a nice machine, running my 3S battery. And here it is, the TRAXXAS Rustler BLX.
Started on bottom, I'm straight from the top. Watch me get on and I'll never get off. They say they go hard, but we know that they're soft. I'm feeling bad, they feeling lost. I'm moment to moment as soon as I'm on it. Others want try, but really don't want it. You making music, we make a movement. Only thing left is some room for improvement.